And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Eric here from Nomadic Fanatic. Hope you guys are doing well. Coming to you from Quartzsite, Arizona. We got the bus that we're building, but today, we're taking a break from the bus. We're going to be focusing more on my RV today, and more specifically, exactly how I can keep it parked here for the duration and not have to move it. And that's what this video is about. Thank you for joining me, guys. Before we start, I do want to thank my video sponsor. Thank you, Beam, for sponsoring today's video. Right now, you can enjoy early access to Beam's Black Friday sale with up to 50% off site-wide. This opportunity is very exclusive and it's a limited time deal. They did sell out last year. Dream is a revolutionary approach to sleep with natural sleep-supportive ingredients. Just mix 1 scoop of Dream into a cup, add hot water, and mix it up and drink it right before bed. Because for me, winding down after a long day of bus demolition and building, it gets to me. It was becoming harder to fall asleep. I was waking up in the middle of the night and having trouble falling back to sleep after that. Until I started taking Dream regularly and consistently every night before bed. I prefer the cinnamon cocoa flavor myself, but they do have lots of flavors to choose from. My next one will be the brownie batter. Brownie at night, yeah. And there's even a new seasonal gingerbread mix coming soon this season. Dream is clinically proven to improve sleep. 93% of participants, including myself, have reported getting a better night's sleep and waking up better refreshed the next morning. It's even available in a CBD version if you dig it. Again, right now you can get Dream for up to 50% off. Shop early access on Beam's Black Friday sale by clicking the link in the video description below or scanning that code right there. You don't need a discount code, just scan it. It'll take you right there where you need to get. And again, 50% off site-wide right now, limited time deal. And thanks again, Beam, for helping me sleep better and for sponsoring today's video. Now back to, well, the task at hand. So, I've paid for the LTBA long-term visitor's pass here at La Posa South in Quartzsite, Arizona. It's good from September 15th to April 15th. You get 7 months. If you can figure it out, you don't have to move, unlike the free areas out in BLM land where you have to move every 2 weeks, and you have to move 30 miles from your last place. That's why a lot of people go back and forth between Yuma and Quartzsite all winter to avoid paying the $180. More on that later, because I really feel that $180 is worth it if you do it right. If you start factoring in the miles to go 30 miles every 2 weeks for the duration, and then you have to find a place to dump your tanks, you have to find a place to get drinking water, you have to find a place to put your trash. These are all things that you have to pay outside of that. So the LTBA that gives you access to several different BLM areas like this is well worth it if you can figure it out. Now, in 13 years, I have never been able to really experience what I see other people do, and that is park that sucker and don't move it for the season. I do have other vehicles. I've got the Harley, the scooter, the e-bike, the truck. We've got the bus that we can take out. But I do plan on not moving this RV for the rest of the season. And to do that, we got to solve 3 problems, because I am still dependent on 4 main things. Number 1, propane. Although I have pulled out my propane fridge, I go through propane a lot less than most people, especially since I no longer have a working hot water heater or a working furnace on the Bigfoot. We need to get those fixed. The only thing I use propane for right now is the oven and stove. But yet, I am using my Extend-A-Stay on my onboard propane tank so that I can run this hose and power my RV's propane system on a simple 5-gallon replaceable or refillable tank. I forgot to mention, we are using propane for the heater inside the Bigfoot, my little catalytic Wave 3 heater. We turn that on every night before bed and I turn it off in the morning. So that does consume a little bit of more propane than normal, but I want to be comfortable. It gets down into the 40s here at night, and that's chilly when you don't have any other source of heat. So this, I can unhook, throw it in the truck, take it to town at the pit stop, refill it. I can even have a second one back up, ready to go. And that solves my problem of physically needing to drive the RV to the pit stop propane to fill up the onboard tank. We are simply bypassing the onboard tank for the season. The other thing we needed to solve was water. We need water in the tank, and I have a 50-gallon water tank here inside the Bigfoot that you fill up from right here. So I brought 2 of these 55-gallon water totes, drums that I got up in Sholo, Arizona for 25 bucks a piece. They're going for anywhere between $65 and $120 here in Quartzsite. So if you have them, bring them with you because they're a lot more valuable down here. My theory, and we're gonna test all this out today, is to pop one of these empty ones into the truck and then go up to the station and hook up the hose, fill it up, secure it to the truck, then come back, fill this tank up. 55 gallons, 50 gallons, we should have 5 gallons remaining. If I wanted to, I could even take 2 trips. I could go back up and fill it up a second time, and then to get it from the bed of the truck into one of these empty ones, I would have to use my pump to pump it in. But more on that later. The last thing we need to do is dump our tanks. That's the generator. Dump our tanks. So I don't know exactly how big my tanks, my onboard tanks are, my black and my gray, but I brought my, I think it's called a Blue Boy, but my portable dump. This guy right here, what the wheels look like. And I'm sure if you're in Quartzsite, you've seen people hook these to the back of their truck. You put this on the ball hitch, lift that up, and tow it to the dump station here instead in your truck. And I think once we get this full, we'll be able to do this and get water in the same truckload, although it's not really that far. That's what we're doing today. All this to avoid putting the slide back in and the levelers and putting everything away and driving the RV to the dump station once every, I can usually make it 14 days, showering every other day, you know, using the RV as normal. I don't know how full it is right now, but probably we're just gonna have to say every 10 days. Every 10 days I will do the process that we're gonna go do together right now. I do have to make one hose modification though, because, and this is kind of really poor planning on Camco's part. So essentially every RV, to hook into it, you're gonna need, you would call this the male end. This part screws onto the tank, right? And then the other end of these is either going to be the opposite of this, or in this case, it actually has this end, which is meant to be screwed into a sewer vent. Well, what I need is this end to go into the RV, and then also this end also needs to go onto this tank. So they don't make any hoses that have a male attachment on one side and a male on the other. It doesn't exist, which is why I'm like, so why didn't they just make this the right end at the, you know? Now when we dump it, it's easy. Over here, there's a bottom valve right here where you hook a male end sewer cap to this, pull the valve, and then I can use a normal hose. But for filling up this, you've got to make your own hose because, like I said, nothing like it exists. So I'm gonna cut this end off. This is a brand new hose I bought specifically for this project. I'll cut it off and I will put on one of these that gives me the male end. So I have male on both ends of the hose I need. Ta-da! All right, now we gotta get the truck pulled around because I will not be able to lift this tank once I fill it. Move the truck around. Okay. All right, well, this didn't really work as I planned it because I can't get the truck back here between my RV and the wash. So luckily I have a long enough hose, but still I'm not really convinced that the design of this is very user-friendly. Again, Camco, what the heck? So we're about 8 inches off the ground where it comes out. And then as we come over here, I mean, we're 2 feet off the ground here. So the only way that I can think to do this is to have slack in the line so that I can manually come hold up the hose to get it in here. You know, like what I thought was that we could be downhill enough this way, but I can't get the truck down here. It's a problem. And once this is full, you're not putting it on that hitch. I mean, that's like 800 pounds of waste. So this is not quite going to plan, but I'm gonna put my gloves on and we're gonna see if this is gonna work. Okay, and there is also a vent on top of the tank. You unscrew the vent. Should we do gray or black? I'm gonna do black first on this trip, then we'll come back and do gray so I can kind of rinse out the hose. Here we go. Over here, unscrew this valve right here. Hey, some is actually getting in there. I'm actually surprised. Awesome. slowing down. This will not be a normal 2-minute process like normally when I go to a dump station. It'll take a little longer, and I'll have to perfect it, obviously. But, all right, now, highly technical. Right? It's like that. All right, it all fit. Next, make sure all the vent caps are all closed for transport. Let me pop this guy so we can make the most of each trip. I don't like that I can't see it. You know, like when you tow the Harley trailer, you can physically see it. The key here is just go really, really slow. 5 miles an hour. 5 miles an hour the whole way there. Because those plastic tires on that, they're not going to last forever. I've talked to a few people who say they have to replace this tank out here every 2 to 3 seasons. So you only get, 4 months twice, and then it becomes trash. Now, if we were at an RV park, like where it was pavement and stuff like that, yeah, it would last a lot longer, but the terrain here is not so great. And I'm not taking all the shortcuts to get to the dump station over there. I'm going the long, smooth way. Just taking my time. Okay, so Quartzsite is not super busy yet. So, first place we're stopping here is the main dump station where you take your RV. And again, it's not very busy right now, but there's some people dumping their Blue Boys here, and there's one RV over there waiting in line. So there's no rule that says, like, you can't dump your Blue Boy in the RV spot, but down the way, there's a dedicated spot for the Blue Boy portable tanks only, and you can't bring your RV there. So we're gonna go try that out first, just to kind of keep this space open for the RVs, because as you can see, this guy is sitting here waiting to use the dump station. He is the only one, but he's probably wondering, hey, there's a spot for these guys to go. Why are they taking up the RV one? I don't know why they're doing it, but we're gonna go down here. Maybe there's a line and there's like 20 people using it, and that's why they came up here. We're about to see. It's about a half a mile down this road, closer to the main entrance. But as you can see, this road right here is paved. That's why I'm going 15 miles an hour now. There's a schoolie right there, a silver schoolie. Nice. And as we approach, I'm gonna go off-road. What's ironic about the Blue Boys, at least the ones that Camco makes, is that the dump valve is not on the driver's side like RVs. The dump valve is on the passenger side. Gosh, it's very weird. Okay. I'm not sold yet that this is technically easier than just moving the whole RV every 10, 14 days, but it's easier to get to the dump station. It's quicker to get to the dump station, so. And again, this time, super easy. Pull the valve, and gravity will bring it right there. But you do need to vent it to let this drain. There we go. Oh, lovely. Aren't you guys glad I made this video? And after you get done dumping the tanks here, they do have non-potable rinsing water, so you can rinse out your containers. We'll rinse out the tanks, and then we'll go fill up this other 55-gallon with fresh drinking water, and then repeat the process. Well, a lot of people do what I just did. Twice, back-to-back times, every week or 10 days. My feeling is, and I'm gonna be real with you guys, look, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. I honestly think it would be more convenient to put the slide away and to prepare the RV every couple weeks, take the whole RV out here. It wouldn't hurt it too to continue to start it up, run it, I'm just saying, I had to try it. I don't like it. I'll keep it as a backup emergency just in case, but yeah, And I'm gonna go do another trip, obviously, for the gray tank still too. But water, the sun's getting ready to set. It's 4:10, so the water here at Quartzsite does have a time limit. I don't know what time exactly. Last year it was 6 p.m. because with all these people using it, it needs time for it to catch back up overnight. So that they turn off all the water pressure from like 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. or something like that. So, but yeah, might as well fill up the water jug twice today and store it there in case we need it for something. Then for water, super easy. I ratchet strapped this to the front. Connect the hose up, turn it on, and wait 5 minutes. Also here in November, at least, I don't know if December and January are the same, but the water that comes out of these, it's warm to the touch. Like last month, you could probably take a shower with the water that comes out of the hose. Doesn't mean it's not for drinking. This is potable water, but I filter it once going in here. I filter it again when it goes into the RV, and then I filter it at the faucet, and I drink this water. All right, then back here at camp, back the truck up, got a hose coming out into my water pump that I had at Taterland that I brought with me, and then that comes out. Sun is bright. Right into here. Yep. So we'll fill that up, and whatever's left over, I'll put into this blue 55 here so that that's light enough that I can actually get it off the back of the truck. Eric, seriously, I still got a Halloween wreath on the front of the RV. Is this not the latest or the longest I've ever spent before setting up Christmas decorations? I don't even have a tree up yet, guys. Oh my gosh. Trying to balance all of my work on YouTube, plus the bus stuff, plus my social life. I got so many awesome friends here, and they keep telling me, Eric, you're staying in your RV, you're staying over your camp too much. Well, I'll at least say this, I'm not bored out here. It has already been a crazy start to Quartzsite season, and we're not even close to when the big tent happens and all the parties start happening around here. Just gonna have to carefully balance everything here and be careful. Just take it easy. Maybe I'll slow down on the videos a little bit here. In the meantime, maybe Christmas decorations are coming up soon in the next video, okay? Bye, guys. Excuse me. No, you don't, actually, you do need some help sleeping, don't you? Keep me up all night, but no, you don't need any of that. Stay away from the catnip. Seriously, you guys, I'm trying to film. You...